Hi, my name's Luke Berry and welcome to our NextHotSpot report on Newcastle in New South Wales. In a recent report, we looked at two principal drivers in residential investment, that being urban renewal and infrastructure upgrades. Now, when you look at Newcastle and the $1 billion investments being made in the port facilities down there, and the combination of the private and public sector investing in the foreshore, we think this market is perfect to invest in. So let's look at Newcastle from a macro level. Newcastle is Australia's 7th largest population base and it has a diverse industry. It's got education with one of the biggest regional universities. It's got a growing health sector with one of the largest public hospitals servicing the whole region. And it's also earmarked in the financial sector as an area to set up a regional base for companies in banking and insurance. So that point alone is a great reason to invest. Newcastle also has one of the world's biggest coal export facilities, if not the biggest. Over $2 billion is getting invested in that facility. 90% of New South Wales coal goes out through that facility. That's $4 billion worth of exports. So coal and its continued investment means that Newcastle is positioned well for the future. The Real Estate Institute of New South Wales shows that vacancies have dropped from 3.4% to 1.9%. So it's showing that there's going to be an increased demand for rental properties, perfect for an investment point of view. And finally, when you look at the area like Honeysuckle, the council's spending over $7 million in a beautification process. So we think that that combination of investment and the other reasons I mentioned before, Newcastle's such a strong investment destination for you to consider. Okay, now we've looked at Newcastle as a macro level and it's got some great investment dynamics. So let's look at what area in Newcastle you should invest in, and that's the Honeysuckle region. Thanks for joining me in the Honeysuckle precinct. As you can see with the view behind me, it's not only a fantastic investment destination, it's perhaps one of the best parts of Newcastle to live and entertain yourselves in. When looking at the market, we look at three key areas in identifying an investment destination. The $2 billion of urban renewal taking place is the perfect reason to invest in the market. There's a range of commercial buildings getting built that's going to create a massive population at your doorstep. So we think it's a great idea to invest in the area. There's no more residential developments getting built now. So the people that secure a piece of property now, it's going to be great from a supply and demand point of view. The final thing that we look at is the information that supports an area. The Australian Bureau of Statistics have a wide range of information supporting the Honeysuckle precinct and those city fringe areas of the Newcastle CBD. 2.5 times more professionals are moving to these areas. So that means that they're 6 times more likely to live in a unit. The high density apartments that were secured fit the mould very well for our investors. That also leads into renters and the age group of being 20 to 39 identified by the ABS as people that are wanting to live here. That massive population on your doorstep is going to drive to people wanting to live in your apartments, strong rental yields and better capital growth. Now I hope you agree how lovely the Honeysuckle area was. Now on to the feature property. As with every area we report on, our acquisitions team tries to secure a piece of property we think is going to perform the best for our members. We use that 10,000 strong buying base to get the best deal for you. Excitingly, we met with the developers that built the Chipley apartments on Settlement Lane in the Honeysuckle area. We've got a range of 1-bedroom properties that are showing great returns, great capital growth potential and a fantastic investment for you to consider. In terms of the area, the apartments are perfectly located in the Honeysuckle precinct. Straight ahead you can see some construction taking place. That's the $25 million regional museum getting built, and these heritage buildings in front of us are listed, so that means that future development is restricted in the area. So your views are never going to be built out. panning to the left now, you can see a range of apartments that are also being built and sold. The sales prices in those apartments started at $700,000 right up to $1.5 million. So when you consider the price point of the Chifley apartments at $350,000, we think it's a great price point and validates the reason why you should invest in this property. When considering the finishes, we wanted to choose a development that had the typical high standard that our investors require. The apartment is required by the operator to be completed at a 4.5-star level. So you can see that there's a high standard of finish in both the bathrooms, the lounge rooms and the kitchen. Another area of the property that we consider is the fixtures and fittings. As you can see, the apartments are finished to a high standard. We have a galley-style kitchen with a Caesar stone bench top and stainless steel appliances. Very important when you're trying to attract a premium tenant. The separate bathroom has floor-to-ceiling tiled areas, and the lounge room and bedrooms are fully carpeted. There's a really unique feature with a floor-to-ceiling glass door on the bedroom that maximises natural light, and we think that this is also a great feature to attract tenants. The living areas flow onto the balcony, and you've got fantastic easterly views over the heritage listed areas of the Honeysuckle precinct. I hope you agree that the apartments are a fantastic value, considering they've got the 4-year leases with an option to extend for another 5 years, giving you that net 5% yield. That's something as an investor you want to take on board. What's following now is a highlights reel on Newcastle about living there, investing there and the business investment taking place. I encourage you to stick around and watch that, and after that I'll talk about the feature property we've got for you and how you can register your expression of interest.
This is the City of Newcastle, gateway to and the business capital of the Hunter region of New South Wales, one of Australia's leading regional centres. With the world's largest coal exporting port, ease of access, world-class communications, infrastructure and technology, Newcastle is the Hunter's economic hub. Newcastle is enjoying an exciting period of growth. Major residential development is transforming the inner city and harbour foreshore precincts, creating a great resurgence for the area as both a place to live and to do business. Trade, business services, value-added manufacturing, advanced health services, higher education and tourism are its new economic drivers, a testament to the flexibility and vitality of the local economy. The economy is supported by a regional catchment of 500,000 people, a range of property opportunities, comparatively low land costs, highly competitive energy and water tariffs, excellent road and rail connections to major markets, direct access to a world-class port and leading regional airport. Newcastle is a clean, green and sustainable city which promotes innovation and creativity. Newcastle's manufacturing base has shifted towards high technology and high value-added production. This is particularly evident in the aerospace, maritime and transport engineering fields. And small business is now the mainstay of the local economy, with more than 80% of businesses employing less than 10 people. The health and education sectors are the largest employers and fastest growing sectors in Newcastle today. The University of Newcastle is one of Australia's leading research universities and is renowned for its industry linkages in the field of engineering, medicine, health and business. The university produces a workforce of highly skilled graduates ready to service business and industry needs. And Hunter Health is our largest employer. Property investment is extremely buoyant. Newcastle has attracted almost $1 billion in approved major developments, focused mainly on inner city living, waterfront leisure and tourism, retail and portside industry.
Thanks for taking the time to watch our next hotspot report on Newcastle and the Honeysuckle area. By that highlights reel, I hope you agree that not only is it a beautiful place to live in, it's a fantastic place to attract a premium tenant. For you to register your expressions of interest, please visit nexthotspot.com.au and go to our Next Hotspot Projects tab and click on the Chifley Apartments Newcastle. All the information about the properties there, everything from a location overview, a property overview, furniture package overview, rental appraisal, anything you need to make a decision about that investment is listed through. At a click of a button, one of our sales consultants will get in touch with you to talk about the property in more detail. Thanks again for taking the time to view our video report, and I look forward to talking to you about Australia's next property hotspot.